Good evening, class. This is Carlton Johnson coming to you with my family recipe for fried rice. A lot of people like shrimp fried rice, but I don't really like the shrimp in it because a lot of times the shrimp will spoil or go bad in it if you don't eat it right away. And I usually cook so much of it that way we do have it for a couple of days. But it's very easy to make, but the prep time is about 30 minutes. I use red onions. I use green onions. I use water chestnuts, the dice, because if not, you have to dice them up yourself. I use green peas, and I use bean sprouts. Sometimes I used to use mushrooms, but I don't use them that often anymore. And also eggs. Now I have a wok. A lot of people I've encountered trying to cook fried rice in a skillet, and to me it has never worked. It's just that the wok is kind of designed to where it lets the heat dissipate up, where the skillet mostly traps the heat in. So you can, and then the wok gives you room to when you're cooking your different items. You have so many items in there to cook that you can move them to the side and still have the bottom of the wok where the heat is. But again, I use red onions, green onions, um, peas, diced chestnuts, bean sprouts, and I use diced ham to go in it. So the first things we cook, and each thing you have to cook probably about a minute because you don't want to overcook it. You want to cook it about 1 minute just to let the natural flavors start to ooze out of them, so you can all combine all of them together. So what I actually do is cook the ham first, and then, but let me back up and just give it to you straight how I do it. I take my eggs and I use a wok all by T Sang. That's how, yeah, that's what I call it. Sang is, I guess that's how they pronounce it. But it's a stir fry oil with garlic, onions, and all the different Oriental spices in there, and it really gives it a unique flavor. So what I do is I heat my skillet with the wok oil, and I take my eggs and I beat them. I don't. Some people usually just crack them and drop them in there, but I beat them a little bit, and then I let them cook in that oil. And so when they cook in that oil, then I'll take the wok and I'll empty them on a plate and just set them aside for a minute. Then I kind of clean my wok, and then I put me some fresh oil in there. And then the first thing I do after it gets hot, I'll put in the ham and let it stir, let it just stir fry, so to say, for a few, maybe 30 seconds to a minute. And then I'll start to I add my peas and my onions, and one by one. So, and sometime I use one before the other one, but as long as you cook them individually. What I mean by individually, like I said, the wok gives you room to move different ingredients to the side, and then put one ingredient that you really want to cook. You can put it right in the center of the wok and cook it. So after I cook all of my ingredients, I use La Choice soy sauce, and I fill it up with soy sauce because I don't like to use it on the side. It gives it such a better flavor. Well, you don't have to use soy sauce on the side when after I cook my rice. But after I get it all flavored up, then I add the rice. But let me give you a secret about the rice. When you're cooking fried rice, the one thing you want to do is that you can do it two ways, but I like to cook it the day before. Day old rice is the best. You just can't beat it. It firms up and it's hard and don't get mushy when you fry it. Or if you cook it the same day, a couple of hours before, you can take it and put it in a strainer, and where it can breathe, and you can put it in your freezer and let it freeze, and then pull it out and let it sit up and kind of defrost a little bit, and then use it. I've done it both ways, but the way I like it is cook that big pot of rice the day before and just leave it sitting on the stove until I get ready to use it the next day. And boy, it makes such a terrific dish. But with the bean sprouts, the eggs, the onions, the peas, the chestnuts. Man, it's really good. I wish I could open a restaurant and sell it, but I do it, and every time I do it, I have family members and friends. They always want me to call them when I do it. So there again, you have Carlton's fried rice. Thank you.